Have you ever noticed that the smartest person in the room is often the quietest one? The person sitting alone, saying almost nothing while everyone else is trying to be heard. Most people think they're shy, awkward, or antisocial, but psychology says something very different. In fact, if you love being alone, there's a surprising chance your brain works differently than most people. And the reason why might completely change how you see yourself. Here's something fascinating. Psychologists have discovered that people who genuinely enjoy solitude often have higher levels of self-awareness. While most people constantly seek distraction, they are comfortable sitting with their own thoughts. And that's incredibly rare in today's world. Think about it. Most people reach for their phone the second they're alone. Silence makes them uncomfortable. But some people don't need noise to feel okay. Their mind is already busy enough. Research suggests that highly intelligent people often feel less dependent on social interaction for happiness. It's not because they hate people. It's because their brain is constantly engaged with ideas, goals, imagination, and deep thinking. While others are looking for entertainment, they're finding it inside their own mind. But here's where it gets even more interesting. People who enjoy being alone are often more creative. Some of history's greatest ideas were born in isolation. Writers, inventors, artists, and innovators frequently describe solitude as their secret weapon. Why? Because creativity needs space. It needs silence. It needs moments where nobody is demanding your attention. Now, let's clear up a huge misconception. Enjoying solitude is not the same as being lonely. Loneliness hurts. Solitude heals. One feels like emptiness. The other feels like freedom. Psychologists say the difference comes down to choice. If you're alone and suffering, that's loneliness. If you're alone and peaceful, that's solitude. But society doesn't always understand this. We're constantly told that success means being surrounded by people. More friends, more parties, more followers, more attention. So when someone chooses a quiet night at home instead of a crowded event, people assume something must be wrong. But what if they're not missing out at all? What if they've simply discovered something most people never do? That peace is more valuable than approval. Here's a question. When was the last time you spent an entire hour alone with your thoughts and no distractions? No phone, no music, no scrolling. Just you. For many people, that sounds terrifying. For others, it sounds like heaven. And psychology has another surprising finding. People who are comfortable being alone are often emotionally stronger. They don't rely on constant validation from others. They don't need someone else's approval to feel valuable. Their happiness comes from within, not from outside applause. That's a level of independence many people spend their whole lives trying to achieve. Of course, there is a darker side. Sometimes people isolate themselves because of anxiety, depression, rejection, or past trauma. In those cases, solitude becomes a hiding place rather than a source of strength. That's why it's important to ask yourself one simple question. Do you spend time alone because it energizes you? Or because the world feels too heavy? The answer makes all the difference. So, if you've ever been called quiet, distant, or boring because you enjoy your own company, maybe they're looking at it the wrong way. Maybe your ability to be alone is actually a superpower. In a world addicted to noise, being comfortable in silence is rare. In a world obsessed with attention, being content with yourself is powerful. Psychology says the people who need the least validation from others are often the ones who understand themselves the most. And that might be why some of the strongest minds prefer a peaceful room over a crowded one. Now tell me honestly, do you enjoy being alone, or does silence make you uncomfortable? And if you want to discover the hidden psychology traits that reveal how your mind really works, make sure you watch the next video. What you learn might explain things about yourself you've never understood before.